Alright now.
Poseidon should be somewhere beyond this door. I'll need these later for sure.
Right now, it seems like invading and running are just the best things to do. Because they don't... There's no halfway in betweens and there's no ifs, ands, or maybes. Let's see.
Okay. Poseidon should be hiding in some kind of processor.
There are...
a console to gain access to it.
This whole thing is a giant server farm. Well, if Poseidon needed something big, needed a lot of data space to hold it.
There. I should be able to use that console.
Let's see. Wait. Did I scan two things?
I can't do it. I can't give up on this place. I'm leaving everything on standby. The system's equipped for runs for decades, if not hundreds of years. It's a long shot.
Hundreds.
But maybe
Try thousands.
someday, against all odds, someone will find this place again. Marvel at its lights and wonders. Discover a fortune and boundless opportunity. Make it their own dream. After all, if the city can give me a second chance, if water can flow in a wasteland, anything's possible.
He was right.
Yeah. Tear, damage, doesn't matter what you hit it with. 50% chance of favorable scrap drop, 30% chance of triggering a knockdown. This basically means, you know, like if you let loose with something, it hits hard no matter what. Huh. Hacked again. In AC Coach is a hollow ad for the Craveman reviewing Devaka. Well, their loincloth disappeared. Went almost an hour before we shut it down. Checklist aside, we can't let it happen again. I've been over the environment on how systems reminds me a lot worse than a few naked Neanderthals on the strip. You think that'd just be another Tuesday? Let's see.
I'm
Hello,
here to bring
Poseidon.
you home, Poseidon. To Gaia.
Mother.
Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master override activated. Restoring Poseidon's subordinate function to original code.
There we go.
Okay. Gotta bring this back to Gaia.
Hey, there's actually something I wanted to ask you guys. If anybody knows how to deactivate the Valor Surge, because, you know, it says, you know, L1 and R1 to activate it, but how do you stop it?
System reboot initiated.
Looks like taking Poseidon triggered a restart of the city's power system.
I mean, you know, there's only so long you want this thing to run for, and then it's like, okay, stop, I don't need you anymore. Don't waste all my hard-earned valor. You know what I'm saying? Here, see? I'm going back and forth between I'm trying to walk here.
Moreland and crew must have headed back up top. With all the embers they could carry, I guess.
Ooh. This place is big. Let's see. We have this bridge. It goes, I guess, to that building. Let me think. What do I look like up there? Huh?
Moreland must have built this before the place flooded. Might still work. Be nice not to have to climb back up.
Yeah, nah. When he said 50 kegs, he wasn't joshing. And there's my raptor. Yeah. I don't know about y'all, but I'm looking forward to some lunch. Just gotta get here and then drop. Just gotta get back here.
Whatever she did, she must have powered up the whole city.
What's going on out there?
Let's give it a minute, see if there's any more dialogue. But first things first. I need two tails fins. And no matter what, I still need 2 apex hearts. Alright, now let's see what's going on out here. Whoa.
The show my old Gramps always wanted. There's another.
An Imperial Lung Dragon.
His dream realized, his old Gramps' legacy ensured. Our hero beheld the sea of desert lights and wept at his good fortune.
When I saw
Very
the
well
Embers
said.
as a child, I never dreamed they could be like this. Thank you, Aloy. Well, did you find what you were looking for?
I did. And now I have to move on.
Oh. Oh. Come back when you can. I got big plans for this place.
Ooh,
I
ooh.
thought you wanted to put on shows with the Embers back in the claim.
Oh, no. This is the show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, can you
The whole
imagine?
city is a stage.
Folks from all over the land coming to take it all in. Plus, some food and a nice place to stay.
Not to mention a variety of entertainment venues.
Don't forget, games of chance. Plenty of shards to be had there for certain.
A new dream, huh?
In all New Vegas.
I hope you make it happen. Goodbye, gentlemen.
You know they
This
practiced that.
delve was a story for the ages. All thanks to you.
I wonder what Stanley would say to all
If
this.
Moreland and crew's gonna stay, maybe I should come back and check on them later. For now, I need to get Poseidon back to Gaia. But I might want to find that Oseram camp first. See if Talana made it. And with my new diving mask, I can swim as deep as I need to. Like at those deep water sites I found earlier.
First things first, though.
This
And
snow's
we
gonna
are
be
back.
heavy.
Actually, hold on. Something I want to check. Holy. 4 blast paste? Pass. I'll buy those for shards later. But for right now... Let's see. I don't think anything will change until I upload the seed into Gaia.
How'd they do that?
Yeah, no new conversations. And the chest is still opened.
Aloy, you're back. How's the search going?
Still working on it.
Not gonna complain.
Let's see.
I was wondering when you'd be back.
Now that you have those control cores, are you ready to reboot the land gods in Plainsville?
Not yet. Gaia told me the reboot code has to be altered using data from the cores. She updated my focus with software to accomplish this task, but apparently it's very complicated. It'll take time.
Well, let me know if you need any help.
I will.
I should get going.
May you unearth that which you seek.
That's a new one. I wonder if and when we would ever get full. We have the face. We have the face paint there, but she's got that imprint on her arms, and of course the one on the small of her back. I wonder if we would ever get that.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
One thing I would really like, if they do, I'm assuming that they are going to do some new kinds of paint styles when the game Plus comes out. What I would really love is if we could take, like, you know, all these Tanakh inspired stuff, but they let us change the colors on them. Like if we could, instead of just, you know, all the Utarus, for example, are white. All the desert ones are red and are of course just red, yellow, and black, and all the Sky Clan ones are, you know, pink, purple, and white.
You have recovered Poseidon.
Be nice if we could, you know, change those colors up, because, you know, the patterns and the patterns are all different, but the colors are. How am I gonna say this? There are like 3 or 4 colors for each clan, but then they all have a different style. The Sky Clan, for example, seems to favor broad, straight lines, but the desert is all jagged and scratched, very pointed. I'm just thinking, you know, if we could mix and match and change those colors, you know, just on a custom one, that'd be really sweet. And now, reinstalled.
Aloy, can you come downstairs? Beta has something you need to hear.
Okay. I'll be right down.
Aloy, I have managed to unlock additional rooms within the facility.
Cool.
Got it.
Alright. Let's just take care of this real quick.
Drone's reconnected now.
That just leaves one that looks like it's in the Daunt, another way out there, and of course I haven't gone that far specifically because I didn't want to spoil any too much of the story. But I'm definitely going to be going back to the Daunt. There are a few waterlogged spots for me to check, and I don't think there are any flowers there for me to worry about. Haven't gone there yet. Haven't gone there yet either. But for right now, what's Big
I'm
Mama
back,
got to
Gaia.
say?
Hello, Aloy. What would you like to discuss?
So there's a few people here now, and they're learning. All about you, the ancient world. Almost like what was supposed to happen before Apollo was purged.
Huh.
Yes. While the loss of the Apollo database was catastrophic,
Sure.
there is still much that can be gleaned from the data you have uncovered. For instance, Varl has been reviewing the last recorded entries from those who perished during the Pharaoh Plague. Hearing their hopes and fears made him quite somber.
Anything I should be worried about?
I do not believe so. I have elected not to intervene, to allow him to process this on his own terms.
I mean, you know, it was something to think about. They literally had to watch their world being completely devoured and destroyed. These all look a little different, don't they?
So the Zeniths are the same people who left Earth. Physically immortal. How'd they figure it out?
From what we know of Far Zenith, it is plausible that prominent geneticists and engineers were offered a place aboard the Odyssey in exchange for their expertise. Given enough time, technology, and resources, any challenge can be overcome.
eventually generated the deactivation codes for the Pharaoh Plague.
Exactly.
Beta believes the Zeniths want to use the terraforming system to wipe out life on Earth. Start over, so they can build it how they want.
Further supporting our hypothesis.
How selfish.
Why? Given their technology, they could wipe out the tribes of the world by easier means. And if they're the same people who left Earth 1,000 years ago, wouldn't they want the biosphere to be as it was?
It is likely they adjusted to different planetary conditions in their colony on Sirius. They may be trying to recreate that environment here.
Turning Earth into a new Sirius. Their own personal playground. So from what Beta told me, I guess we can assume the Zenith's technology is powerful in all sorts of ways, right?
Oh boy.
Yes. As your encounters with them amply demonstrate, they appear to make extensive use of robotic servitors. Further, they seem to be equipped with some kind of protective energy field that shields them from harm.
They seemed indestructible, but that weapon the rebels used stripped their shield somehow.
Throughout history, every defensive technology has eventually been defeated by an offensive counterpart. While we lack the anti-shielding weapon, were I to absorb Hephaestus and utilize it to create a large force of combat machines, no shielding could withstand such an assault indefinitely.
So there's hope.
Always.
Always. Now,
The Zeniths. Gerard, Eric, Tilda, Verbena. Beta said they were some of the most powerful people on Earth. Do you know anything about them?
Unfortunately, no. My personal database is limited to those who worked on Zero Dawn. Additionally, it appears Far Zenith was quite secretive about their members. Only one, Oswald Dalgard, was ever publicly known.
Right. He was the spokesperson back at their old launch facility.
What we can conclude from your and Beta's experiences is that the Zeniths are ruthless in pursuit of their goal. To protect life on Earth, they must be stopped.
and how?
When I dove down into Vegas, I found data about the man who built the dome over the city, Stanley Chen. It turns out he was a member of Far Zenith. But if he loved Vegas so much, why did he abandon it? Why not try to save it?
The Zeniths
Because there was no
at their
saving
core
it.
have proven to be exceptional survivalists. Faced with overwhelming odds of extinction, they chose to flee.
Even still, what he achieved. Water to the wasteland, an entire city brought back to life. 1,000 years later, the whole place was still on standby, just waiting for someone to come along and wake it up.
Just push a button and bam.
Were you able to make use of Poseidon?
Yes, many rivers, streams, and lakes associated with the regional watershed have been detoxified. As a result, red algae growth levels have seen a marked decline. According to my data, however, it appears a localized occurrence of red algae continues to persist near the coast.
Huh.
Maybe I'll look into it when I can. You mentioned that the superstorms have subsided. Is that Ether at work?
Yes. Thanks to Ether's capabilities, weather patterns in the local region should mostly stabilize for the time being.
That'll be a relief for the Tenakth. One of their villages is still recovering after a mudslide caused the whole place to flood.
Huh.
I will continue to stabilize the atmosphere for as long as I can.
What can you tell me about...
Demeter sows, fertilizes, and tends to plant life.
So once I bring it back, all the blight out there will start to get better.
While permanent restoration requires, I may be able to improve conditions in the region for a while. However, a word of warning. Like Ether and Poseidon, Demeter's response to my query was highly irregular. Alone and frightened, it may have taken measures to assure its security.
Okay, I'll keep my guard up. I guess I should get going.
As you say. Be well, Aloy.
Alright now. Now we should have some new dialogue.
Welcome back.
Did you find anything out about the Sons of Prometheus?
Yeah, my contacts are looking into it, but nothing yet. Plus, I have the Vanguard checking Chain Scrape and Barren Light, in case these guys are moving any supplies through there. But if they are,
excellent thinking.
I'll bet they're being careful about it.
Yeah. And they have focuses, too. Makes it easier for them to evade guards and patrols.
Hold on. Way back, when we first met, you came looking for me in Meridian because you detected Olin's focus with yours, right? So does that mean that if I go back to the Daunt with this...
You could scan for other focuses.
And if an Oseram is wearing one of these, they'd have to be a part of that Prometheus group.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I've been known to have those once in a while.
Like I said, his own worst critic. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That was simple deductive reasoning. But sometimes, you know, an idea is genius just because it's so simple.
Just let me know if you find anything.
You got it.
Oh, another one.
You should know. Silence is involved with the Sons of Prometheus. He's the one who gave them the override tech to begin with.
Doesn't that surprise me?
Nope.
That's probably all part of some master plan, huh?
At least we know we're good at wrecking those.
Damn straight.
Let me know if you find any Sons of Prometheus in the Daunt. I'll keep scouting those rebel camps.
Be careful.
Where's... Oh, right. He's down there. That's still busted open. Not that way.
Huh. The door's unlocked now.
Which door?
Spinning in a... Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
Disneyland.
There's a lot of equipment in here. Gaia, what was all this for?
This room was designed for management of the facility's vast seed banks. From here, Control Center operatives would have monitored new crop rotations into the automated farmlands, now known as Plainsong.
I see.
Huh, so Plainsong was always intended to be a farm.
I've been tackling the design of the Ag Lab. Place is gonna have a lot of seed stock to work with. My favorite? Sample 626. Calotropis gigantea. The crown flower. We used to have one in our backyard. Butterflies always fluttering around. Every morning, August would run out there to check under the leaves. See if any caterpillars turned into chrysalises. Now, I'd like to imagine that the future will be filled with them.
That's a very lovely thought. I'm not sure. I don't think I know what a crown flower is. It's one of those cases where you think you definitely remember hearing about that. Now let's see. What does this do?
According to this console, there are still thousands of plant samples stored deep below the facility. I could ask Gaia about them the next time I talk to her.
Make sure you tell Zoe too.
There it is.
And there's Katalo. Talk to him, pop back up to Guy about those seed beds, and then I want a word.
Performed any more miracles?
If staying alive counts. Anything else you've been looking at with that focus?
Gaia showed me the knowledge you recovered out in the desert. I am no chaplain, but I'd be curious to test if something I read is true.
What is it?
The old ones believed one could hear the great waters, even in the middle of the desert, if you carried the carcass of a water animal with you.
Huh?
They called them seashells.
That sounds kind of gross.
I was not ready for that. I literally just took an Oreo. My mouth's full of Oreo.
I better head out.
Be vigilant out there.
Thought we could talk.
As long as you deem...
What did Chief Akaro say when...
You spilt rebel blood there.
Well...
Indeed.
Have you had a chance?
Briefly. Are all Nora as skilled?
I'm not exactly one of them. They managed to put...
I thought my...
I have to...
Carry on.
Okay, now what I was saying was is that my mouth is full of... I just ate an Oreo cracker. Oreo cookie, so... my mouth was a little indisposed of. Now... Hold on. I definitely want to have a word with Zoe.
I was hoping...
Go ahead.
Nothing?
I should probably...
I'll be here if you...
Alright, hold on. Where is she? Where is she? Where? Alright, head up here real quick. Talk about those seeds.
Welcome back.
Hey, Gaia.
Welcome back, Aloy.
I found some data in one of the rooms you unlocked. It mentioned that there are still functional seed banks beneath this facility. Why is it there?
My predecessor was tasked with reconstituting the biosphere with primary and secondary plant species. Had everything gone according to plan, humans would have eventually been able to introduce tertiary species, including new crops.
Can we access them now?
Unfortunately, it will have to wait. I require control over the machines in order to access and distribute the preserved seed stock.
And for that we need a Festus. It's something to look into later then.
Look forward to later.
I should be
Goodbye.
Sliding in.
Alright, now, just one last thing. And then I'm gonna call this a video.
don't think that door had power before, but looks like it's malfunctioning. Looks like some kind of maintenance space. I wonder where this leads. Power cells? Huh.
Best grab one of these to go. Okay, so not there. What does this do?
But maybe if it had power.
Let's see. Anything happen?
Plugging in that power cell downstairs must have turned on these holograms.
Huh. Ether. So hold on, that's Minerva. Ether. That can't be Poseidon. Poseidon's supposed to be blue.
Hello again, Aloy.
Just one thing
Hey,
after
hello.
another.
I found some data, and when it mentioned that there are still function. What?
Might with had it been
Can-
under no
See you later.
Alright. So that was where I was supposed to go. This was the room I came... This was the door I came out of. And this is just a shaft that takes me back up there. What we got?
Hi!
Oh.
Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
She found that recording from the data on your focus. She's been watching it a lot. I think it helps calm her.
Sure.
You know, I used to watch this a lot too.
Everybody's gonna find there's something.
Whenever I wanted to take my mind off things.
Daddy sure does love his little big...
But there's something you need to tell me?
While you were gone, I came down here to check on her. Then we started talking. Right, Beta? She's been thinking about how to capture Hephaestus, studying the data Gaia gave her. But we started talking about some other stuff. You know, just getting to know each other, right? And then she told me that one of the Zeniths might be different from the others.
Tilda. You saw her.
at the Hades Proving Lab.
Go on.
On the way to Earth, the Zeniths never showed their faces. My servitor caretaker referred to them as my benefactors, and promised I'd meet them someday, when I had learned enough. And then, one day, a data channel opened in my training interface. In it, Tilda was waiting for me, in a virtual replica of a house on a cliff, overlooking the ocean.
Really?
It was beautiful. She showed me paintings, books, media files. We met there in secret many times. But a few months later, it stopped.
Can you tell us why, Beta?
I found some data about Tilda at the Hades Proving Lab. I think she was the liaison between Far Zenith and Zero Dawn. She knew Elizabeth Sobek, that's for sure.
Maybe that's why she reached out to you?
Huh.
You said that Tilda reached out to you using a data channel? It appeared in my training interface as another assignment. When I opened it, there were a series of intermittent glitches. I realized they formed a transpositional cipher. Instructions on how to open up a new virtual space. When I entered it, my training interface disappeared. Instead of the usual holographic teachers and files, I was in a perfect recreation of her home. And you're sure the other Zeniths never knew about it? To them, it looked like I was still in training, toiling away, alone.
Huh.
What else can you tell us about Tilda? She liked to talk about her paintings. What about herself? Did she ever talk about her life on Earth, how she joined the Zeniths, something like that? She never said much about herself, and she hated it when I asked too many questions. When I think back on Earth, she was an expert programmer, given that she built a data channel the other Zeniths couldn't detect. Is there anything else about her that we might be able to use to our advantage? She was the first real person who ever bothered to speak to me. I wasn't really assessing her for strengths and weaknesses. You said Tilda showed you paintings and let you access media files? Every time we met, she showed me a new painting. I think she was Dutch. All of her favorite pieces were from their golden age in the 1600s. Portraits, allegories.
You notice that the subtitles in the subtitles in the dialogue don't line up. Just wondering if anybody else noted that.
She had so many. Did it interest you? I liked her media portal. It had so much more than my training interface. Clips, shows, holos. My favorite was this one called Second Time Around, about a family whose kid comes back after disappearing during the Hot Zone crisis. Right, but did this portal have anything about the Zeniths themselves? Anything we could use? No. Any information about them was redacted. So this secret virtual space looked like a house with an ocean view? I could see whitecaps and hear waves crashing on rocks below. And there were gulls crying outside. Inside, Tilda had frames that showed off her favorite paintings, changing at intervals to match the light. There was an armchair she liked. She'd sit there and gaze outside while I looked through her things. We spent hours in that house. I never wanted to leave.
hard, you know. You look at these two. Neither of them are children, and I don't think either of them are innocent. Well, I know for a fact Aloy isn't, but I don't think Beta is either. But Aloy is made of such stern stuff. And I mean, Beta's no slouch. She pulled one over on some of the smartest, wealthiest, and let's face it, probably most cutthroat and skullduggery bastards this world's ever seen. Still managed to get out from underneath them. But there's no question. She is very fragile.
So Tilda set up a secret virtual space where she could talk to you, a house on a cliff. Then later, she cut you off. But other than the fact that Tilda knew Elizabeth, you don't know why she did those things?
I don't! Okay? I thought of every possible reason that would make her leave, but whatever I did wrong, I don't know what it is. When I finally met the others, she ignored me. Acted like the data channel never existed. None of this even matters. Tilda's the same as the others. It won't help us defeat them.
Okay. Let's leave it at that then.
No.
What's wrong?
I'm trying, Varl. But she is tough to take. I'm out there in the wilds, risking my life every day, and all she can do is hide in there and tell us how hopeless it all is. I'm sorry, she's had a rough time, but she is really not helping right now.
You always seem to be on top of everything, so I sometimes forget about what you've been through. I mean, it wasn't that long ago you were so banged up you couldn't even walk. About that. When I pulled you out of the water back near the proving lab, you were muttering Rost's name. You never talk about him. But he raised you, trained you. You must miss him a lot.
Of course I do. But I don't have time to think about that now. I need to get back out there.
Okay. I'll keep working with Beta. Gaia says she knows a lot about Zero Dawn. And maybe she just needs some time to adjust, and then she can help us with Hephaestus.
Sure. But I won't hold my breath.
Everybody dismissed you. Everyone. For so much of your life, and then, well. How is that? Demeter's coordinates can't be... It says only 85 feet, but that can't be right. Or is it just telling me to leave the base? Alright, but first things first. Now that I finally got, that's all been wrapped up, I can now access all the new dialogue that all these folks have. So, that's what I'm going to be kicking off with the next video, and then we are going to go get Demeter, and then we will be able to, and then there won't be anything standing in our way. No more, let me see. Right. No more subterranean shipwrecks. No more vines that we can't clear. No more anything. This whole world will be open to us. But that's a video for tomorrow or later today, depending on how I feel. So, until then, this is JDog X211 signing off. TTN.